Monopoly Madness Unleashed. Last Friday, my family decided to revive our tradition of weekly game night, promising ourselves that this time we wouldn't let it devolve into another 3-hour debate about the ethical implications of Uno's Draw 4. Everything started out normal: pizza on the table, my little sister plotting to steal extra snacks, and my dad already boasting about how he was going to absolutely dominate at Monopoly, as if it were a full contact sport. The only oddity was Grandma, who showed up wearing her old bingo visor and carrying a tiny calculator. When I asked her about it, she just winked and said, "You can't trust banks these days." Things got weird after the first hour. Grandma, who usually just builds a single house on Baltic and calls it a day, suddenly started buying up properties like she was prepping for an economic boom. She began tucking Monopoly money into her sleeve, muttering stuff like, "That's my grocery budget, and this'll cover the electricity bill." My dad, not to be outdone, started negotiating complicated trades, offering me a slice of real pizza in exchange for Illinois Avenue. We all laughed when Grandma tried to tip the delivery guy with Monopoly bills, until he actually took them, saying, "At least this stuff's not subject to inflation." By the third hour, things had escalated beyond reason. My little sister took out a loan from Grandma, complete with a handwritten IOU and 30% interest. Mom started checking Zillow to see if Boardwalk was a real listing. Dad disappeared into his office and re-emerged with a folder labeled Home Equity Options, insisting that if he could just get Park Place, he'd be able to leverage the house and finally pay off the waterworks. The living room had become a Wall Street fever dream, with people yelling about mortgage rates and passing around get-out-of-jail-free cards like they were credit references. The breaking point came when Dad tried calling our actual bank to see if they'd accept Monopoly deeds as collateral. He got through to a very confused mortgage specialist, who told him, "Sir, your house is not located on Marvin Gardens." Dad looked crestfallen, but Grandma just patted him on the back and said, "Don't worry, son. If this deal falls through, I hear the rent's much cheaper on Baltic Avenue, just watch out for those pesky hotels."